Good morning and happy Sunday. Sometimes the hardest part of a long relationship isn't the fighting. It's what happens after you realize you can't keep carrying the other person for them, and now you don't quite know how to stay close without slipping right back into it. Here's today's question. How do we support each other in a relationship without slipping back into taking responsibility for each other? Thank you for sending this in. The second you start to see this, it hits fast. And I don't think this is just your question. I think this is going to land for a lot of people in relationships. You've already done some hard work. You've started to see that their emotions aren't yours to manage, their behavior isn't yours to clean up, and their growth, for sure, isn't yours to force. But then you're in a real moment, a hard conversation, an old argument, a familiar tone, and suddenly you're wondering if you're being supportive or if you've just gone cold. That's where this gets so messy. It's common to fall into one of two patterns. You're either caring more than you share, or you step back so far it starts to feel distant. After a while, every hard moment feels like a choice between overdoing it or losing the connection altogether. That's not really the choice. You can care about someone without carrying them. If you spent years doing the opposite, that doesn't feel natural. It can feel like you're doing less or holding back. It can even feel selfish because stepping in has probably been your way of showing some love. And here's the part that lands hard. When you stop carrying parts of the other person, you lose the sense of control that came with it. Now, you're in it without knowing how it's going to go. And that uncertainty is what pulls you right back into old habits. You're not trying to control them. It's familiar because that's how you kept things from falling apart before. That's where people get stuck. They call it support, but a lot of the time it's stepping in before the other person has to sit in their own reaction or deal with their own choices. Or they swing the other direction and call it boundaries when what's really happening is they're pulling back and leaving the moment. And neither one actually holds a relationship together. If the relationship only works when one of you is holding part of it together, you're not in it together. You're maintaining something that falls apart without you. This is where ridiculously real mental health starts to make sense. It's not pretending independence fixes everything, and it's not slipping back into overfunctioning because that feels safer. It's seeing how the relationship has been working and choosing to stay connected without taking over. So here's what to notice. There's a moment in a conversation where you can feel yourself start to lean in and take over. It's quick. You almost don't catch it. That moment matters. If you stay in it, you'll feel the difference. One direction pulls you into doing it for them. The other direction keeps you right there while they figure it out. That's the shift. Not what you say next, what you choose not to take over. But here's the part people don't know how to do. When things are calm, or you catch it early, sometimes it does sound like a full sentence. I can feel myself starting to take this over. I don't want to do that. Or, I think I'm pulling back more than I mean to, but I'm still here. That can help because you're naming what's happening before it builds. But in a heated moment, it's usually not going to come out like that at all. It moves too fast. By the time you try to explain it, you're already in the pattern. That's where something simpler helps, like giving the pattern a name. Not to make fun of it, just to make it easier to catch. For me, I joke about that. I call it beans. So instead of explaining everything, I can just say, I think beans is taking over right now. And that's enough. It's quick. It breaks the moment just enough so you can see what's happening instead of pushing it further. You're not stepping away from each other. You're stepping out of the pattern you already know too well. You're not going to get this right every time either. You'll miss it sometimes. But once you both recognize it, you catch it sooner, and the conversation doesn't go where it used to. And no, this doesn't feel good right away. It can feel like something's off even when nothing's blowing up. You might think the relationship is slipping, when really, you're just not holding it together the way you used to. And even when this is better, it can still feel sad because you're losing a version of the relationship you knew how to survive in. If you've both decided you want to stay and keep working on it, then the next part is learning how to stay close without taking over. You're not carrying their side for them, and you're not backing so far away that the hard stuff never gets talked about. You're staying in your own part while giving them room to stay in theirs. And this only works if you're both willing to name what's happening while it's happening without turning it into a fight. Sometimes that's a full sentence. Sometimes it's naming the dynamic you both recognize. That name becomes the cue. It interrupts the pattern before you act it out. And when you do that, even imperfectly, the conversation has a better chance of going somewhere different. Moving forward in a relationship isn't about becoming less connected. It's about staying connected without one of you carrying the weight for both of you. Thank you for trusting me with this. If you want to share your story or send in a question, email me at kfvs12.com. And always remember, you are worth it. Lean into being the best version of yourself, one small step at a time. Happy Sunday.